Namaskar, my name is Hallie Kastora. I'm a senior certified Iyengar yoga teacher, and today we're learning and loving inversions, part 1, with a focus on Salamba, Sarvangasana, and Halasana. And we're about to practice the final stage of the sequence. So the sequence is broken into 3 parts. There was a warm-up, and then there was some reclining and standing leg work and arm work, and that led into some standing forward extensions that prepare for our inversion. So in part 2, we'll be looking at Shirshasana, but all of what we're learning today has to come before Shirshasana is taught. Okay, so the first pose is Bharadvajasana, which is a preparation for the Chatushpadasana that's going to come next. And I'm teaching it in having you practice it in a slightly different way. So you're going to take the bolster so that it's angular, okay, to the torso. And I want you to see how I'm crossing my feet. So I'm making an X with them. The right foot is on the bottom and the left foot is on the top. Now from here, I'm going to take the left hip over to the right hip, so I feel the back of the right thigh turn out and the front of the right thigh turns in. The left outer hip is moving towards the right outer hip. Okay, and now from here, I'm going to bring the right side of my trunk up and back and towards the wall behind me, and now I've already turned, and all I'm doing is lifting up, and this left outer hip is moving to the right outer hip the entire time. Okay, and I want you to see how my hand ends up on the outer side of the bolster, and that's so that I can not only take the upper arm away from the outer side of the chest, so that the outer corner of the chest can move away from the inner corner of the chest, but also then I can work with the action of turning the triceps to face my trunk and the biceps to face the center of the room. Okay, and then from here I'm going to turn back to face the center and change the position of the feet. Take the bolster over to the left side. And this is the stage of Bharadvajasana where we're focusing on the legs and the twist. So the right outer hip moving towards the outer left hip, the front of the left thigh turning in, the back of the left thigh turning out. Okay, now from here I have this whole left side of my trunk that I'm going to turn. So the trunk is extending towards the head, and then I'm rotating that left side of the trunk back towards the center of the room. And then I take the right hand onto the left knee and the left hand onto the bolster. And again, I want to see that go way back to the first part of the sequence when I was doing that, not only the prone Shavasana, but also the mini Viparita Dandasana. And I want to have that opening in the chest and the extension on the upper back and the neck as well. Okay, so I'm turning the elbows from the back of the elbows from the outside in, and seeing that the back of the elbow is locked, so to speak. There's a bandha on it, just like the bandha on the feet. Okay, and then from here, coming back to Vajrasana. Okay, so now we'll repeat and make the clasp on the arm. If you need to use the belt, you'll do that, looped belt around your arm. So the feet are crossed. Again, I'm taking that left hip over towards the right hip. I want just the right buttock on the bolster. Okay, and then I'm turning, after I've extended the trunk by moving the hips and the head away from each other, then I'm turning that extended trunk and then bringing my trunk into an upright position. Now, from here, I've turned to the maximum, and I see, can I reach this bottom arm around? If I have to bring the top arm to meet the bottom arm, I do that. And then in order to extend the elbow all the way, I'm going to place my hand between my 2 knees first. And again, the outer hips have to be be compact, inner upper thighs to the outer upper thighs, so that I can lift from the outer hips to the waist, to the side ribs, up and straighten that arm. And then if I can straighten the arm with the foot, or the hand between the two knees, then I see, can I take the hand to the right knee? Okay, and then come back to the center and change sides. So going into the asana this way, first of all, helps to extend the spine, and also helps to rotate the lower spine first, so that the upper spine can move, turn around and stack itself on top of that lower spine. Okay, now if I look down, what happens is my ribs move from the front to the back, and they need to move from the back to the front for this clasp to happen. So I'm reaching around behind me first, and then bringing my arm to meet my hand, and then from there, taking my hand with my arm between my two legs, and then as long as I can straighten that elbow to the outside of the left leg, and the right hip has to keep moving towards that left hip. See that the upper thoracic and the neck and the crown of the head are lifting up away from the floor. Okay, and then from here, coming back into Vajrasana. So